Town. What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over this world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it's Baby Friday. It's actually Thursday, but it's our Friday because the Chop Shop is not aired on Friday. And we are going to have a great time today. We got a couple of guests coming on today. So we're going to, hey, y'all, hey, this going to be a great fast-paced show. It's time to share the show right now. Share the show before you come in the door. No, share the show when you come in the door. Okay, just share the show because it's gonna be a unique show today. Some things, some topics that's happening, and that guess what? It's just not normal. I mean, it's gonna be some stuff that you're gonna say, okay, it make you think, and I want you to think. So I need my thinkers. So find your thinkers, even if you're on YouTube. Share it with somebody. Share it with about 5 friends, and through your Twitter, through your text message. But I want to share some with y'all first. Oh man, I need. Let me see where I want to go. And I was thinking about us, right? You know, I was thinking about me going to the games. I was thinking about the young kids of playing basketball. I'm thinking about the parents that want you to praise their sons, but they don't want, if something happened, they don't want you to say nothing bad. You know, little Johnny, he ain't scored many points, but he in the game. But then when somebody say something about little Johnny ain't in the game, then the parent gonna get mad. We got to get past that, because you know what? I learned. I was thinking about Virgil Abloh the other day. One of our bright young men that passed away a few days ago, who's the creative director at Louis Vuitton and Off-White. Hey, Steven Adams, everything that I read about him, about who he was. And, you know, I was just reading stuff about him, people talking about him. It really reminds me of how important it is to be a good person. I know some of y'all some assholes, so I know y'all don't want to hear this, so y'all can tune this off. But you need to click this one. This need to be shared, because you never know how many lives you are impacting. And from all reports and all indicators, this brother was a good person. Virgil Abloh. Google him if you don't know who I'm talking about. Who was making intentional efforts, ladies and gentlemen, and making life better, not just for himself, but everyone that he came in contact with. Go read the commentaries. Go read the people talking about how he changed their life. He had an influence over my son's life, because my son want to get into that space. Who was making intentional efforts and make intentional efforts. Kenneth Lofton, intentional. Joe Baldwin, Mike Tay, intentional effort. Yeah, he's amazing. What if all of us on this feed was intentional about doing certain things? And he had this quote, y'all. This what got me now. He had this quote that a lot of people are circling around right now. I don't know if you even heard it. But the quote said, life is short. You can't waste even a day subscribing to what someone think you can do versus knowing what you can do. Dale Griggs, I'm finna repeat that one. Corey, I think you need that one. Dale Griggs, I think you need that one. Virgil Abloh, one of his quotes that's circling around the globe right now, he said, life is so short. I've said some of this on the show. You can't waste even a day subscribing to what someone else think you can do versus knowing what you can do. Shout out to Corey Willis. Y'all got to hear me on this. For people who are doubted, people in our community always doubted, second guessed, marginalized, not believed, discounted in a lot of ways. A lot of ways, Dale. In our personal lives, when you're the successful black person on your job and you say something and everybody in there say, But when white guy Tim say the same damn thing, everybody else say, oh, that makes so much sense, Tim. No offense to white guy Tim. But this society, they're trained to doubt the people of lower rungs of the caste system that we live in. This young lady, I can't think of her name. She got a book out called The Caste System, The Caste. But telling you're less beautiful, you're less smart, telling our kids your hair's not this, this, that. This young man, y'all, someone in his 40s, cut down in his prime. Virgil Abloh, I'm talking about Virgil Abloh right now. But he said something. I'm going to repeat it again so y'all can, I want y'all to hear this, because he said, life is so short, you can't waste even a day. I'll go even say even a second. Subscribing, remember that word, to what someone think you can do versus knowing what you can do. Jameson Mara, the reason I said that, because the act of subscribing, y'all remember when we had this big push for y'all to subscribe? Thank you, Odyssey. Thank you, everybody who subscribed to the YouTube page. The act of subscribing it means to be that you are intentional. Hold on. I want to make sure I got it right. I want to make sure. Y'all know I like to make sure I got it right. Okay, I got it. The act of subscribing, people in our community, hold up. These people, somebody trying to text me. Y'all hold up. The act of subscribing means to intentionally give things my attention. To intentionally give things your attention. When you subscribe to this, you're intentionally giving us your attention. I am intentionally creating a relationship between myself and the thing in which I'm subscribing, such that I am going to be expecting content from this entity. And when we subscribe to what other people think about us, young basketball players, young women, and young men, when we subscribe to what people are saying about us, that is why this word really stuck to me. This word subscribe. That is why the use of this word it got me. The idea that we are paying attention to what other people think about us and doubt about us. We are engaging in a relationship, but we are giving over a sense of power. We're giving over a sense of our ability to control our own destiny to these people who don't even know you, Fob. They don't know you, bro. They don't know you, sis. They don't know your future, and they probably don't know your past. Just because you know of me, like a lot of people think they know of people, but ain't got a clue of what's going on in these people's life. They always got something to say. You don't know these people, but you have to. I've subscribed to it. My families and my friends and the people in the workplace. What they say. I'm telling you, this message was for me. Y'all don't have to get it if you want to. But every day, I remind myself how badass I am. How badass you are. Favre going into a very, very competitive business. But every day, Keith Favre, I want you to wake up saying, man, I'm a badass. Young basketball players, young football players who mamas in the stands mad cause ain't nobody talking about, you ain't talking about my baby this week. You ain't talking about my baby this week. You ain't hey man, don't subscribe. Bob, in case you wasn't here, Virgil Abloh, he said something so key, man. He said, life is so short. You can't waste a day subscribing to what people think you can do versus you knowing what you can do. Young players, I want y'all to make sure, mamas and daddies, that's what I would love for you to instill in your young, your athletes, man. Your young student athletes. Let them know they are badass. Bad, you don't have to say badass, but they bad. What's up, Keith Brown? So then, when somebody write an unfavorable report about them, you don't subscribe to that. You subscribe to what you know who you are. You know the work you've been putting in. You know the work you've been putting in. You got to understand, y'all, we got some people in this city, in other cities too, but they wake up every morning to see who they can talk about in the basketball community. They got group chats talking about people in this community. Don't subscribe to them people, man. Don't subscribe. You bad. What's up, Sonya Billingsley? It's Thursday, y'all. It's a lot of stuff happened over the weekend. We got 2 guests coming in. Guests coming in at 12:30. Guests coming in at 1. Hey, let me tell you something. I can tell you, Rossi Karen, he coming in at 12:30. He got some events coming and happening, some college events next week. I'm going to let him share that with y'all. I don't want to break the ice. I'm just letting y'all get ready. But he also, share the show right now. Share the show, y'all. Come on. You know what? Ain't no way in the world I would come on a show and won't subscribe or share it. Share. If it's important for me to watch it, it should be important enough for my friends to watch it. But we got this guy came and this guy from this community. Long time ago, I met him working out over there with John Lucas. Working out with John Lucas. I saw him over here doing. He had a great program called Basketball University. I mean, one time I'm telling y'all, he had 300 people in the building trying to try out for his programs. Right? I mean, it's unbelievable. So he turning that brand and selling BU. And I saw the ad. It's unbelievable. I can't wait. Matter of fact, he gonna be calling us from the warehouse where he's producing the goods. And proud of this brother. Then he giving college basketball games around the country starting next week. This came out of this community. So guess what? We got to support this. Because what? One of y'all might come out. The Fort Bend Ballers might come out with something. Thank you, Fort Bend Ballers. It's going to be hard, Fort Bend Ballers, because we got a lot of people just don't understand how important this platform is. They think it's about me and Jimmy. That's just Robin and Jimmy. Like saying, the people, that's just Mary and Joseph's son down the street. Yeah. Hey, man, thank you. Thank you so much, man. What has happened for Rossi And what he's using his mind and his brain to do is something that, guess what? Some of us can do. Everybody got the same 24 hours. And I promise you, I need 2 more. I promise you. I had 2 more, 26 hours, I bet, boy, I'd be good. But we got to start understanding this. This is no longer a place for buffoonery. What's the date? December the 2nd? Y'all got to understand now. I'm reading. It's December the 2nd. I mean, December the 1st through December the 24th. I'm reading the 24 chapters of the Luke. So guess what? No more buffoonery on this platform. No more buffoonery. Because guess what? When these airways go out, and people all around the country and the world is watching this, the responsibility of the stuff that comes out of this show is on me and Jimmy. So we got a responsibility, okay? So, hey, love everybody, but no more. But think about it. Keith Favre, same thing. High school coach. Develop a line in the what you call it? In a tribute to his family. The AL collection. Supports this show. He don't sponsor. He not sponsored yet, but he go get there. But y'all got kids. Kelton got kids. Gary Sinclair got kids. Sims. I hope you got Alfio. Our kids might grow up growing up in the same environment. And when they doing something like what Rossi's doing, oh my God, y'all, we got to appreciate it. Y'all notice anything any of y'all doing on this show. If y'all mess around and put this thing on this show, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm serious. Yeah. Listen, key word. To know a man, look at his history. Look what he done. Not what he told you he done. Go look at what he done, man. Just so much stuff, man, I want to talk to y'all about, but I know we got these guests coming up, man. And I got to get a little break in here. Oh man, I got some time stuff I want to talk to y'all about, how important time is. It's just so much. But chop, we'll be back in a minute. But think about what I said, man. We got guys out of our community that's been on this, that's been on this platform. They doing stuff that, they doing great things. And I'm proud of them, man. I'm their biggest cheerleader. I'm subscribing to Keith Favre. I'm subscribing to Rossi. But I'm not subscribing to none of that mess. If you with some mess, I ain't subscribing to it. Chop, we'll be back in a minute, man. We'll be back in a minute.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed, that's your.
How are you going to be on the stage? How
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day, the Chop Shop. And guess who's back? Guess who's in the building? Jimbo, let me see. There you go. There you go. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, man. We got a mom. Hey, we got a mom. I love this mom. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I talk about some of the mom, but I love this one mom. Every time she see me, she said, get what she said. She come here, Mr. Allen. Jimmy, she be mocking me the way she said that makes her day when I said it. I'm gonna stop playing. You got a nickname? I'm gonna call you something else. Cause she done got me, Jim. She's always talking about, what? Come on, Jimmy. Boy, she got me. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. But shout out to her. I don't know if she want her name mentioned on the show, but she brightened up my day every time I see her. See that? Hey, it's all right to do that. Not, I know you're here. You better talk about my son tomorrow. Not gonna happen. But what's up, Doc? We got guests coming in today, man. So we got to make it happen. What you got? What you got?
Oh man, yep. We got not one guest, two guests. We're on Baby Friday. We're gonna end this week with a bang on the Chop Shop, and it's gonna be intriguing because our first guest is coming up shortly, and he's very, very popular among the well, both of these guys are, but the first one is very popular among around the basketball circles because he came through and made and just, I mean, you guys understand, we're going to talk to him shortly about how he came through and made what they call a pass. He made a pass through here. That's an old race car analogy. When you drive on down the strip, make a pass. He made a pass through the grassroots game and did what the vast majority are unable to do. And that is, one, in a short span, he helped to produce a McDonald's All-American. First, he landed a sneaker sponsorship. He also went and did a scholastic and a non-scholastic event. Both were successful. And then he decided to just out of nowhere pack it up and close shop and say, I'm going to take my talents to another floor in this building, and which now he runs collegiate basketball events, right, in various cities. And he has a clothing line that's going to drop this weekend with free goodies for all you guys that love to get complimentary, knickknacks.
Free stuff.
And so, yeah, free stuff. So, and you understand something. So back to the most important to me, being able to leave the muddy waters of grassroots basketball and go and continue to pursue and implement your other visions and dreams is one of the hardest things most people can do, because the egos and the constant demand or self motivation to go and prove more people wrong, that's what gets people stuck here. I call grassroots basketball the Roach Motel. Remember that old commercial back in the days when they used to
people get in, but they can't come out?
It's hard to get in, easy to get in, but it's hard to get out. And that's what I call the grassroots basketball scene. Most people, trust me, and everybody will say, oh man, I ain't studying about what Hicks talking about. I can leave this stuff if I want to. Why haven't you? Well, man, it's all about the kids. I want to help the kids do something. If you want to help the kids, I say it all the time, then why are you charging so much? That's a business. Helping the kids is understand
But
something.
you can help kids and run a business too.
Yes, you can. But if you're advertising and you're out of your mouth, and first and foremost, I'm helping the kids, then first and foremost, if a kid is indigent, then you then help those kids. It's a business first that happens to be helping kids. And now don't mix the two up. You better tell if you're paying attention enough. And that's the thing I'm telling you. So
that's them folk business. I let them have it.
yeah, that's and guess what? To understand, to each his own.
Right.
In regards to that, I'm just identifying something. I cut the light on. You see roaches moving around. I cut it back off. I'll close the door. I'm going back in another room. That's what I just did on that. Now, as I say, one of the hardest things to do is to get out of this stuff while you still have value. Sure enough, and that's when our first guest is coming up. And that's what.
So he got. I mean, he got. Yeah. So, but it's some guys. But it's okay if some guys make a career out of it, right? It's okay.
Yeah,
if you
it's okay. It's okay, but if you're misleading, don't mislead. There's no need to mislead. Enough people I've already proven. Basketball is the new volleyball. Grassroots basketball I'm talking about is the new grassroots volleyball. It's on the way. It's grassroots basketball. It's the new grassroots baseball. You don't have to for those that do. And after a while, because once again, put it like this, Hal. If you're giving away groceries every Wednesday and some people don't show up to get the groceries, what is your solution? What are you gonna do? If you got groceries,
I'm gonna stop giving them out. I am. Yeah, if ain't nobody showing up and get them, I'm gonna stop. That's me.
Now, if you're selling groceries and ain't nobody coming to get them, then what you gonna do?
I'm gonna find me another corner to sell them on.
Bingo. That's the difference between giving. That's the difference. That's the difference that I'm talking about. Then now you understand. I ain't gotta say less. That's the difference right there. Then. So you see the difference.
Say no more. No, not say no more.
There you go. But anyway, guys, of course, we're waiting on our guest to get in the boom boom room which he will shortly. And we meanwhile, what did we have on deck, Ada? From in it? Oh, if you're living in Greater Houston, there's about 5 tournaments that are taking place this weekend around the area. What's
going on this weekend?
You got the YMBL tournament is in Beaumont.
Okay.
That's Beaumont United, Sealsby, C.E. King, Dallas Madison, Dallas Suffolk Cliff, just to name a few. It's gonna be rocking down in Beaumont. That don't start till Friday. But everything else has started or starts today. You have the Lamar Consolidated ISD tournament, which has Ridge Point, Thurgood, Marshall, just a couple of those teams, just to name a few. Crosby is out there too. Cy Ranch is out there. That's nice out there as well. You got the Katy ISD tournament. In the Katy ISD tournament, Seven Lakes, who's undefeated right now, 11-0, just beat the Woodlands the other night. You got Katy Paytow, Bel Air is out there, Westfield is out there, Maid Creek is out there. That's going to be rocking. Also, you got
Hold up,
Barbers
Jimmy.
Hill.
Before you go any further, our guest is on, and I know we got limited time. We can get back to that toward the end of the show, but your guest is in the building. I want to get him in and make sure you're all right. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Rossie Karen is in the building. Let me give him his little his hand clap. Hold on, Rossi, this for you.
Well, my hand clap. There's my hand clap.
I said, what's in your cup over there? What's in your cup? What you got over there in that cup holder over there? What's in that cup?
That's something light.
Let me see. Hold it up and down. Hold your cup up. It's a chop shop. Hold your cup up.
That's water. Man.
Okay. I got. You know what? I'm drinking my purple today. This is my purple. This is the purple. Purple power.
I'm drinking my same thing. Anonymous. But I like that shirt you got on there. I like that shirt you got on right there.
Man, I'm excited about this shirt and this line. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, the whole city will be wearing it soon.
Now, what this shirt? What does it say? I see the top of it says a B. What is it?
U under them. You got to be you.
So it's a U under it. So it's just it's the new logo for our basketball.
We want to see. You can stop the camera right there. We don't want to see all that down there. Slow down.
I'm just showing you the logo. Man. This logo's strong. You need to see this.
He thought you raised up a little bit more.
Yeah.
No, you good, baby. You good. But that's unique. I like that. I like you just cut the bottom of the B off and then just put the U. Whoever that guy did that was unique. I like that.
It's definitely strong.
Yeah.
And tell us about BU.
So the interesting part about it is Basketball University, the brand is, she has obviously been around a long time. And what many people outside of our organization don't know is we always did apparel. But the apparel was designed specifically for those 250 or so kids who were in our Basketball University program. And now that we're not doing grassroots basketball, we want to make the same product readily available to the whole basketball community. And whether you're a player, a coach, a scout, or just a fan of the game, we feel like we have some on-court stuff for hoopers and then off-court stuff for fans and people who appreciate the game. And we're really excited about it.
Awesome.
And so what all do you produce? What products? What type of gear?
So we have our full collection. We call it the fourth quarter collection. It drops on 12/5, which is December 5th. So we hope everybody will come out Sunday, December 5th at Tribeca HTX. And we're having our official launch event. And our clothing line is diverse, man. It's full scale, men, women, and kids. And we have on-court performance gear. So that's things that are specific to training on the court. And then we also have what we call pre-game apparel, which is, hoodies and sweatshirts and sweatsuits that still looks, it's athleisure wear. And it still looks really good. And then we have what we call post-game. We have wool suits and kind of zip-up suits that you can wear out after the game. And, it's for middle school, high school, college guys, NBA guys. You're going to see some NBA guys really soon. Hopefully they're in the right spot, but after the game with their post-game gear on.
I got a question, right? Where is Tribeca?
So Tribeca is 2222 Emancipation. So that's East Downtown. And it's a really nice venue. There you go.
So it's in that little area, that new little area right there.
That new area that they've done a really good job.
Great
of
job.
kind of building up that area. So it's a nice spot. And they typically have fashion shows or weddings or other events there. So it's a pretty nice spot. So we hope everybody will come out. We'll have food, drinks, music.
What time?
The event is from 3 to 7.
3 to 7.
And we'll have our full fourth quarter collection there where people can browse or shop. And then one of the things that we're doing is for anybody who spends $50 or more, they're going to be entered into a drawing to win 2 courtside tickets to the Battleground 2K21, which is the following weekend at Toyota Center. So
that's awesome.
So whether you come in to buy, you come in to network, or you come in just to browse the collection, man, come out and support. It's going to be a good time. Bring your kids. We have a really good product that we're really excited about, and I think the basketball community is going to be excited about it. So it'll be available at the launch 3 to 7, and then it'll go live online that evening for the world to buy.
You got kid stuff?
We got kid stuff.
No.
3T, 4T. I'm telling you, when people see this, they're gonna be fired up, and it's girls and boys stuff.
Okay.
So
okay.
So who did the design? Who was one of the key designers for for your product, for your shirts and stuff, your women collection?
For the women collection?
Yeah.
That's all right. I prepared him. He know what to do. I prepared
Okay,
him.
but
On
yeah,
the-
he froze up.
yeah,
He
I
he
prepared
froze
him
up
for it.
on.
He know how
Ro-
to do that. Yeah, I prepared him.
Rossi
He'll come back
Rossi
on and come back
he
off.
looking aggravated on that freeze. He look like now. Meanwhile, of course, it's Rossi Karen guys, and guess what? Come out and support this Saturday.
Yes.
Tribeca, that's in Edo, East Downtown.
Yeah.
And doesn't cost you nothing but your time. Support the brother. And also, like I said, he'll be back in just a second as he pop back up. Once again, it's not easy to do what he's doing, but it all comes to it at some point. It's the support. Out there may have competed against Rossi when he was when he was in the grassroots sector. If you heard him closely a while ago, he says, "I'm not in grassroots." He's done, guys. Trust me. He has 2 daughters coming up, not 2 sons. He know he don't have to come back on this side of the fence. If anything, one of those little girls one of those daughters might want to play some basketball. That's a whole different animal, the girls' basketball sector. But meaning he's not your competitor anymore. That means you can leave that compartmentalize that whatever you felt before. Say good game. Now let's support this brother in his endeavors. Because and this clothing stuff is not the only stuff. And he's going to come back on in just 7
Yeah, he's trying. Yeah.
Gotta put some
Your
booster cables.
cell phones don't work well with this
Put
system.
some booster cables on the car. Hal, put the
Yeah.
red on the black, red on the red, not red on the black. Hal, jump him up. Red
I'm
on
trying,
get him
man.
right.
I'm trying
Get
to
him right.
get him back in here.
And
I think he's back now.
Meanwhile,
He's
now
there. He's
we
there.
go right on cue. We
Yeah.
are Rossi Karen right back in. And Rossi, the clothing line isn't the only thing that you're doing. That's this weekend. But you're right back at it next weekend. You got something going on in Houston. What's that?
The battleground.
The following weekend we have the Battleground 2K21 at Toyota Center's neutral site doubleheader. Again, we're fired up about it. The first game, Sam Houston UTSA, and then the second game will be Texas A&M versus TCU. So 2 really competitive games that we're really fired up about. And again, we hope people will come out and support.
And now those 2 teams, there's a lot. Each one of those teams have at least one player that used to star in high school from Greater Houston. And if those schools, bases, and those communities, just alone, those school districts alone supported the efforts for this event, the Battleground next week, it would be a total success. What would that mean for you?
I would feel really good about it. I've been a part of the basketball community for 15 years. And until I kind of recently exited, man, I was at everybody's event, every tournament, every grassroots event. We had 16 teams, so we had teams playing in 3 or 4 different events all over the city. So it would feel good for people to come out, and it's a good brand of basketball, really good teams, really good programs, and a lot of the kids in the city are hoping to get scholarships from some of these same 4 teams. So for them to come out and be able to see what it looks like to play at the Division I level, I think is something beneficial, not just to the players, but to the parents sometimes who don't have a great feel for how good their kid is. They'll know when you see Savion Flagg come in at Sam Houston, averaging almost 20 points a game, and he's 6'7", 230 pounds. Hey, that's what you got to look like to play at that level. Darius McNeil is coming. Cedric Alley is one of the local guys. Eddie Lampkin, who's done a terrific job of
Eddie been balling, Jimmy. Yeah.
Eddie balling?
Oh
Eddie
my
balling?
God.
Eddie lost
All right.
Eddie lost like another Eddie, and he looked totally different. I was at
So
their
Eddie
practice.
doing the Dexter
He looked
Pittman
totally
right now.
different.
No,
That's exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to do his Dexter Pittman impersonation. He's lost a ton of weight.
Let me tell y'all something. I came on this show. I saw him this summer at the Pro-Am, right? The No Excuses Pro-Am. And I said, who is this guy? It's me, coach. I said, wow, unbelievable. He was balling, playing against them grown men. And the other day, I think Jimmy had 12 and 12. He had 12 and 12 the other day. I don't know who they played, but a shout out, a testament. But he coming to town. So you know what? I want to thank you, Rossi, for bringing. I didn't know that concept when I saw the teams. Each team got a Houston player on it. Was you when you made that makeup? That's what you were thinking about when you put those matchups together.
Original concept is to try to get a lot of the teams from the region to bring a good brand of college basketball to the city. Just so, again, outside of the key programs we have here, and so people can see, outside of our city, there are other good programs. But I like to try to bring teams from the region. Like the following weekend, we're in Fort Worth at Dickies Arena on December the 18th. That's Hoop Hype XL. We have Tulsa versus Colorado State. Colorado State just moved into the top 25, and then we have Oklahoma State versus Houston in the second game, which is a huge game. I'm excited about that game.
Wait, the Houston Cougars?
The Cougs. Go Cougs.
Who's ball? Cougs ball. But keep going.
I like it when you say it. When they play Memphis, I want you to say the same chant.
No, I can't do that when they play Memphis. Hell no. Hey, I know what. Hold up. Hey, Rossi, I know what side my bread is buttered on.
Bread is buttered.
Say, Rossi, speaking of Memphis, you ever tried to get Memphis to play in one of the events?
I actually talked to Penny about a month ago. I'm trying to get him to come down and play a big time matchup against one of the best teams in the state. I'm not gonna say who it is. He say he down to do it. I might need you to seal a deal on that for me.
You already know.
That would be one of the biggest games in college basketball next year.
Next year.
Yeah, next
year, 22. I'm trying to get Penny Hardaway and the Memphis Tigers to come.
Okay. Now tell me this: have you ever, when doing these college games, what was your first event that you did, and where was it? College.
My first event was in 2019, the Battleground 2K19, which was at Toyota Center, and that was a triple header, and that was our first college event. And one of the things that I forgot to mention, one of the most important things about our events is they all have a community component attached to it. So each 4 teams that come to that specific city, whether it's here in Houston or at Fort Worth or at Oklahoma City at the Thunder Arena, which is where our third event is this year, they have to do community service. So each of those 4 teams spend time with the children's organization. They work with kids who have either been abused, abandoned, neglected, or impoverished. So it's just a good combination of what we call sport and service. So the day before the game, community service for all the teams. And then the following day, there's a doubleheader in that particular city.
And now, this event, the first one that you did was a triple header. If looking back on it, what are some of the things that looking back on it back then? It's kind of like me printing my first magazine. I look back at it, I laugh at it sometimes. What are like 2 or 3 things that you look back on that were straight up rookie mistakes that you knew back then that was funny? You can laugh at it now, 3 years later.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. You just a
Hear me?
little froze up, but we can hear you.
Okay. I think that just like any space, when you move into a new space, you have to earn the respect of the community, and I'm okay with that. When we started Basketball University with 1 child on the driveway, and then when we got out, we had over 250 kids a year. We were one of the top programs in the country on the travel circuit. So we had to earn our stripes. Same thing when we started.
Now we done lost the audio.
Yeah. So
that's a good question, Jimmy. That's a good question.
Meanwhile, we're waiting on Rossi to come back. And guys, if you got questions for Rossi Karen, this is the perfect time to bundle your questions together. He's going to be with us right until the top of the hour. So we have about 11 more minutes with Rossi Karen, and then we have our next guest going to. And this next guest, I'm just holding back because I'm bringing a name. You're talking about a guy that left grassroots basketball. This guy that's coming up after Rossi pretty much was in the same sector, but the same thing.
Yes.
Only difference is he didn't do college basketball. But boy, he did something. He found something else to do with the grassroots. He ventured and realized, here's what I'm getting at. A lot of people get and try to park in the same spots.
As everybody else.
And everybody else. And you get in this thing and you can see other stuff. With this next guy coming up, he went and he found a way. He realized every team gonna need uniforms. He connected with some people over and across the water. And we'll talk about that later on.
Let's get back to Rossi.
Rossi's back.
Rossi, finish your story.
Rossi,
I like that.
You tell us, what was a couple of the mistakes that you noticed back when you were early on?
The most important thing is I think you have to have teams from the region. That's really important. That's what we're really trying to focus on, is really kind of solidifying, the major programs that are in this region. But like I was saying before I got disconnected, it just takes time to earn the respect of the community. Like our first grassroots event, I remember, was in 2016. It was okay, but by the time we got out, we had, outside of, Icebreaker and one of the Gasso events, the spring preview and the platform was probably one of the top events in this region of the country. It just took time to prove to the basketball community that, that what we had was a great product that was worth supporting. And that's what we plan on doing with the clothing line, apparel line, and that's what we plan on doing with the college basketball event. We're going to work hard to make sure that the product that we put out is worthy of people coming out to support it.
And that indeed, and of course, once again, this Saturday at Tribeca, and what are the times
Sunday.
again? I'm sorry. It's
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
Perfect.
That's
better
even
for me.
better.
I'm
What's
there.
the dress
Yeah, we tried to
code?
put it on.
What's the ages you want to come out?
Ain't no
on
dress
Sunday?
code.
So it's Sunday, December 5th at Tribeca HTX. It's our basketball university apparel launch, and that they, because we have some really nice stuff that I feel great about, and it's for all ages. So our apparel starts as young as size 3T and 4T. So we have some really cute outfits for young boys and girls, and then all the way up to the grown men. So men, women, and children. It's gonna be a fun event. There'll be some food, there'll be some drinks, there'll be some music. It's no cost to get in. You don't have to feel pressure to buy anything. Just come out and hang out, network, check out the collection. If you feel as good about it as I do, then grab you something. And then also, anybody who spends $50 or more enters the drawing for 2 courtside seats for the following weekend at the Battleground 2K.
In case you didn't hear that, if you spend $50 or more, because you was in and out, Rossi, you spend $50 or more at this event, you'll go into the drawing. You'll be able to get 2 courtside tickets to the Battleground event the next week. And Rossi, I'm thinking about, this is a great time. This can be a great time for Christmas gifts, y'all. These can be
Absolutely.
some stocking stuffer opportunity. Great timing to do it, Rossi, too. Great time, and I can't wait. I can't wait to come by. And let me tell y'all something. Chop Shop. Let's go show up. You ain't obligated to buy nothing. Let's go and support. The man has been giving so much back to this community. Let's go support him. Let's go support. And next week at the Battleground. Rossi, I got something for you. How can they find out about tickets? Because somebody just asked about tickets.
Tickets to our events. Again, we have 3 events. December 11th at Toyota Center. It's a doubleheader there. The headline game is A&M versus TCU in that one. And then the following weekend, December 18th at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, the headline game is Houston versus Oklahoma State. And then days later, the 21st at Oklahoma City at Paycom Center, which is the Thunder Arena. The headline game for that one would be Oklahoma State versus USC. That's another big time game. They can find tickets at usportsgroup.com. The letter U, sports with an S, group.com. They can get tickets for that. One more thing I wanted to add, that something that we want to do to kind of help support grassroots basketball. Starting in January, we're going to offer Basketball University grassroots uniforms, and we're going to sponsor one of the teams that's not sponsored by one of the Nike or Adidas or Under Armour teams. We're going to sponsor one of the 17U teams and outfit their team with Basketball University gear, which is home and away uniforms, warm-up tops, socks, backpacks, the whole nine. So we want to give back to the community and help support some of those teams that are not on the circuit or not sponsored by one of the other brands.
And
Now,
Rossi, what's the criteria
You know
other
what?
than not being a
I'm
part
lean on
of
some of that.
what would make you say how? I mean, how do these people say get in touch with you and say, Rossi, we in this situation? How that process will work?
Well, we'll have product available to everybody through our team sales division. So we'll have product for all grassroots
I'm
programs.
talking about the sponsorship ones. The teams that you're gonna sponsor would want to sponsor. He done froze up again on me. You keep going. Seems like you're trying to come back.
put that
Yeah, I want to hear that one.
neutral and crank the key back up. That's an old school move. Just throw it in neutral. Don't put it back in park.
I did it, but sometimes when you push the button, it don't work immediately. Hold up.
Now, of course, and that is Rossi Karen. We have a couple more minutes with him. And you guys, if you got your questions, for any question you have for Rossi Karen, be sure to present it in the Boom Boom Room, and we will get it out. Make sure right now it's the perfect time to share the show. Share the show to your timelines, to your social media pages. Right now, about it. This is dynamic, guys, and that's one of the things that what's what I call maximizing the reach of the Chop Shop by helping those in our community who are trying to help themselves, and that's important. And this is what we're doing. And once again, share the show right now. It's not enough for you guys have shared it. Share the show. Let's get it out there.
It's an important show today, man. It's an important show. People might be doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but this is an important show today. I mean, this is groundbreaking, man. This ain't never happened before. See, some people just get so, well, it ain't happening to me. What is happening? Yeah, it is happening to you, and because it's happening to him. Yeah, come on, he back. Come on back, Doc.
Back. And of course, now we have Rossi.
Can you hear me? You asked about the criteria.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. We ready, Ross?
So the criteria would just be we're looking for probably the team that's right there on the cuffs of being. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now you done blocked out. Yeah. And what were you saying, Jimmy?
He was growing, of course, and understanding this is one of the great things about it, and Rossi, for those that were engaged in grassroots basketball, he coached and founded the Basketball University. They were sponsored by Adidas, and among the players, there are several players that came through there, but every program has like a signature player. So the signature player that they had two from Basketball University, but one, of course, right now that's in the professional ranks is Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes and Xavier Wheeler. So you guys remember Xavier Wheeler and Quentin Grimes. Well, Xavier was a Basketball University all the way through because Rossi, the actual coach of his team was Teddy Wheeler, and Teddy is the father of Xavier Wheeler. And they had other kids that came and went and through there, Jayla D.
He's back, Rob. He's back, Jimmy.
Some of the others, but so that's the thing that I want to take you guys. You might remember that Basketball University, and now the BU, catch it, the spinoff of the name Basketball University. And then also in BU, is it a lifestyle component to BU as saying be yourself, like BU? Is that kind of like how you're angling this BU clothing line?
Yes, it's kind of a play on words that, and one of our kind of capsule collections is kind of a just BU section, and we'll have that on full display. But our apparel line again is really going to mimic what I felt like we did as a basketball program. I felt like we operated in excellence. I feel like the things that we tried to accomplish on and off the court was done at a high level, and I think it's going to be a product that people feel really good about. The details in the fabric and in the design, I think it's going to be something that people are going to enjoy wearing. There it is, RCS, the magazine.
Yeah, that's on the back of the magazine, and that ad just BU. And now here's what I get. Are there any plans in place since you have former basketball university players that are in college, or any plans in place to do some name, image, likeness, small scale deals with these young men? Now, I do know, and I did homework for you already, just in case you didn't want to know. In the rule states how to do this, a FYI for everybody out there. The rule states if you give product, then you must they have to pay the taxes on the product. So it's almost best to give a monetary value. That way that the kids don't have to pay taxes on the product itself. So that's why you, when you guys may wonder.
So you don't get taxed on the money, but you get taxed on the product?
No,
You get
no, that's what I'm saying. If you're just giving a product deal, just say a product deal to somebody, only product, does he want to give them, make them wear his stuff, and no money involved, because they down with Rossi. You was my coach. You looked out for me. I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to help. We're going to grow together. And I might give them a 1% stock in my company, right? So if you do that, then that player must pay taxes on the product, on the shirts.
the value of the product.
The value. Yeah, that's how so they covered that basis. Now, back to the question, is that a plan for you? Is that a possibility for you?
Absolutely. A lot of the basketball university kids, especially the ones who are playing at high profile places that have contributed to the success of basketball university, we want them to continue to be a part of it, because I think that this is something that they can be proud of. So absolutely, we're going to go after some of those guys and guys that were not a part of our program. We're going to look at some other high profile guys, because I think that this is something that's going to be a national brand.
Well, guess what? I got the perfect one for you. And see, I'm waiting on it. See, you come on to the front of the altar, Rossi. Here's the perfect one for you. Guess what? Guess what? The clothing line header is BU. So why not go and get one of our most coveted players?
Beaumont United.
All-time league. No.
I'm messing with you.
Baylor University, the national champs. Let's get LJ Cryer to wear some BU gear, and there you go. You put it on the champions, but don't do it now. Wait until March 1st, when they're creeping into the March Madness, when everybody will have their attention going toward Baylor. Not right now. They right to March. Have a spring movement with him. That way your short sleeves will be warm outside. You got some colors, green and gold. Order them now. Hey, tip me later. I gave it to you. Take that home. Put that, roll that one up.
Hey,
give it to Herb so he can light it.
Hey, you talking about the leading scorer of Baylor University right now, LJ Cryer?
Yes.
That LJ Cryer. Yeah,
yes.
I might know.
How
I might know that guy.
Say no? Yeah.
He know it.
I mean, guess what?
Wait a minute. Hold up. I think he played in this program. I kind of think he played in this program. I was at the game.
So
shout out LJ Cryer. He's off to a great
fantastic year. Great young man too. Great young man.
So go on and hook that up, man. They're waiting on your call. Go on and put that together. You can scratch your head, get the calculator out, and get creative with it. How you can make it work. I think that would be perfect. Perfect. For you to pull it off.
I'm definitely looking forward to partnering with some of the former basketball university players and some NBA guys. And what I'm really excited about is, during our college basketball events on ESPNU, you'll see the basketball university performance and athleisure wear commercials on national television. So that's something I'm really excited about.
I got a question. Is it a requirement when the teams come down next week for your events? Will the teams wear them in warm-up kid day? Or do it? I'm just asking. I might be jumping ahead of the gun, because guess what? Sometimes they wear I don't know the rules, but is it possible when we on national TV? Y'all don't gonna be on TV, problem. We'll see that BU brand somewhere on there next week.
We're definitely gonna see it on the court. We're definitely gonna see it courtside, and we'll have some giveaways for the teams as well, because Basketball University is the official apparel sponsor for U Sports Group events. So all of the event merchandise and team merchandise will be Basketball University branded. So it's possible that you can see some of the players
Okay.
wearing Basketball University.
I'm just saying. But thank you so much, Jimmy.
How do you sound like a businessman?
Man, come on, man. I want to see you win. Because when you win, all of us win.
Absolutely. Man, thanks a bunch,
Absolutely.
Rossi, Karen, man, for your time. And of course, get out there, guys, Sunday. What time is it? Invite them out to Sunday clothing lunch.
Yeah, Basketball University Performance and Athleisure Wear launch December 5th, Sunday, December 5th at Tribeca HTX. Is from 3 to 7. Free food, drinks, music, entertainment. Come hang out, come network, come browse, shop. You can look at our landing page at buhoops.com, which will go live with the full collection later that evening after the event. So come out and hang out with us, spend some time with us, check out the collection. We want to hear your feedback. We're looking forward to seeing you there Sunday.
And send me that flyer. I'm going to personally send it out on my personal people. Send me that flyer. I'm going to send it out to them. Okay?
Okay, I'll send it out to you. I appreciate you guys having me on. I look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday and then the following weekend at Battleground.
There you go, man. Rossi, Karen, guys. Appreciate
Man,
it.
that was great, man, wasn't it?
We go to a quick break, and we come right back with our next guest, and we got to surprise you guys. Rossi don't even know who this person is. This is going to be a blast to the past. We're going to get a guy that also had a sneaker deal. He had multiple teams. He went off set, and now he's back. Boy, wait till you see who this is. Hang right there, Chop Shop. Share the show meanwhile, because your people don't want to miss this one.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
If you really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed, that's your
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. Did y'all see Wesley Yates put the I had to show that with
right,
you.
Man.
Huh?
Wesley getting right up there,
Oh,
man.
my
Wesley getting his body
goodness.
right. Hey, you know what? And that's how you respond from the game one. Remember at the Campbell Center in the season opener, Beaumont United played Cy Ranch. And Cy Ranch won that game, shocked Beaumont United. And one of the things that I want to commend Beaumont United for, and I'll tell you guys right now, because now it's been that loss has been digested. And here's what happened. That kid who did that dunk with the left hand just now, the last dunk, that's Traylon Porsche. Traylon Porsche is the young man who was the football star who quit football in October to concentrate solely on basketball and fulfill his dream of being Division I basketball player. Well, Traylon Porsche suffered an injury, a self-inflicted injury, from what I understand, from, some young men, they bite their nails. They get, like LeBron James do it on the bench a lot. They bite their nails. And sometimes you can pull it, you get that while you're nervous, you pull that one little old piece and you're not paying attention and you rip it on over. Next thing you know, your skin, you done drew blood. Well, his finger got infected. And that was the reason that you saw him on the bench so much. He would try to come in, and that was his right hand. And so this young man, he missed the next 2 games or so. He didn't practice none that week because his fan, and none the week after. Not an excuse. That's a reason to understand that they were limping and they were beatable by that Cy Ranch team that showed up with Mo Manecki putting in work on that particular night. He was getting it in. And so now Beaumont United, they picked up that win on that dunk of Wesley Yates was against Atascocita. Atascocita is one of the top 6A teams in the state. Make no mistake about it. They only lost they had before the end was to Clearbrook. And Clearbrook is one of the top teams in the state. It is right now. So Beaumont United beats Atascocita. Beaumont United is back in that saddle. It's now you can take a deep breath. They are prime. They're a heavy favorite to come out of this region in the Class 5A, and everybody's looking at a Dallas Kimball Beaumont United rematch. And we'll talk more about that, of course, on next week. But right now, we got our next guest up, and our next guest, as promised, is somebody you guys many of you haven't seen in a few years. He used to see him all the time. Guess what? I got my logo was the silhouette of a hat. His logo, he could have a silhouette of a clean head, shaven head, but you guys may remember him from whether it be from Arizona or from Texas. But I'll tell you one thing, you definitely remember Max Ivany. Yeah, I said it, Max Ivany. And Max Ivany had several teams back in the days and in multiple states. And we got him right now. We done found him. It's on a beach somewhere over there in parts unknown. He frolicking on the beach. He got that facial recognition. And we got him in there with us today.
And guess what, Jimmy? I'm about to follow him. I'm about to go right where he is. I'm just letting you know right there.
All right. Max, I don't know how to use you might need you some what they call that stuff they put in their heart, some of that glycogen or whatever. You don't need you them pumpers to mess with Max. Hey, I'm telling you that.
I got self-control. I'm all right. Hey, I'll be on cruise control. What's up, Max?
Make sure you're fully insured, Bob.
Oh, hey, okay. All right. What's going on, man? Talk to me, man. Hey, you doing some stuff. Let me tell you something. We just had a great guest on, but you doing some stuff. You chartering in waters that I never even thought about doing. Nobody even think about. Talk to us and tell you got something great to share with our people today. What you got going on?
Well, I want to say thanks again to Jim for giving me this platform. It was great catching up with you earlier and seeing you guys because incredible memories. Probably the old heads remember, but a lot of the younger viewers don't know that back when Jimmy was just starting out, I'd bring these anonymous teams down from Austin and San Antonio and bring out a can of whoop ass. And before they knew what happened, no lies. Jim, is it true or not?
Yeah, he done broke a couple of teams up.
Yep, and we've been blessed over the years. We ended up having chapters in 13 states and in Canada, 300 Division I kids and 13 NBA players. Now the most notable ones right now, of course, everybody will be familiar with Alex Caruso and Jordan Clarkson, Sixth Man of the Year, and Royce O'Neal, who's another starter for the Jazz. But it's been a great ride, and it's been great helping kids over the years. I did take a little respite. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not dead and gone, but I was living over in Thailand for 6 or 7 years and having the time of my life. And a lot of things have basically 25 years of relationships have brought this project about. And what happened was last year I was sitting around there bored, COVID was in place, and I was invited down to coach at a prep school in Florida. I won't name them because I'm not here to sling any dirt. But I was looking forward to it. It was a great location and all that. And, I was kind of wary of prep schools because, as you know, a lot of them feed the kids bologna sandwiches and put them up in 12 kids to a house and all that stuff. But these guys did a good job of handling that. But when I'm the most knowledgeable guy there as far as weight training, and I'm the most knowledgeable guy there for athletic injuries, it just didn't sit well with me. That's not what I signed up for. And I don't think what those parents were paying close to $50,000 for 2 semesters for that. So I left after a couple of weeks. No hard feelings or anything. I just didn't want to be there on a daily basis. I came back and did a lot of thinking, and my daughter-in-law, and I don't know if you guys remember, my son's wife was an All-American in college, and she went over and played in Spain, and she was a Player of the Year there twice, in fact. But part of the relationships were built prior to that, but her playing over there allowed me to cement other relationships. So I came up with this idea that I've always been a trailblazer. I want to be the first guy to have American Canadian kids go to Europe in a prep academy setting, postgraduate, no academic component, go over there and have a prep experience while they try to earn a scholarship, get better to earn a scholarship, or to get a higher level scholarship that they think they're capable of earning. So I don't know if Bob had a chance to look at the website or not, but
Yeah.
it's the website is d1nationspain.com, and the program is this: we put these kids in literally a pro setting. We have the best facilities in Europe. Valencia Basket is a EuroLeague team. I'm contracted to have their facilities. It's the epicenter of European basketball. 13 courts, physiotherapy lab, two weight training areas that are basketball specific. And not only do the kids have access to those facilities, I have nothing but licensed professional European coaches doing the instruction. And Valencia Basket's physiotherapy and medical team are at the disposal for the kids for recovery and injury prevention, and of course treatment if they get injured. Um, the facilities are we'd probably consider it maybe a 4-star hotel with a private chef, 21 meals a week. And to top it all off, it's in Valencia, Spain. Now, Bob, you've been there. Valencia is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. It's right on the Mediterranean Sea. The kids will get not only the basketball, but the cultural experience. And they're literally 5 minutes away from some of the best beaches in the world. So, my question is, would you like to have your child be part of that instead of a prep situation where all they do is run up and down in a high school gym? And I'm not knocking anybody. We
No.
all have our own resources and ideas, but this is a different way to do it. And I want to be the first to trailblaze and bring our athletes over there and have them be exposed to European training. And the combination together can only make these kids just that much more advanced.
And first of all, y'all, Valencia, it's not as popular. Y'all probably heard of Barcelona. It's right down the coast, and I've been blessed to go to both of them. And Valencia, a lot of people they said, "Right." I said, "Man, I went to Valencia. That was the lick." They said, "Well, where is that?" But a beautiful place, Max. I know your daughter-in-law played over there, but man, that's a destination. Think about it. And I think that's what you're saying, Max. If you want your kid to have a prep academy, no academic purport, he's already graduated from high school. He's just going over here to get a lifestyle change. I mean, a once in a lifestyle, once in a lifetime kind of experience. Like studying abroad, but you're playing basketball abroad, and that's what you are. And I know it's. Let me tell you something, Max. I know it because somebody that already put it on the feed. What's the cost? That's the first thing. I knew it was going to happen. I think I knew it was going to happen. Y'all, this is not. I got to say, it's not for everybody, but it's an opportunity. If you have the resources, and some scholarship stuff is available. Max told me partial a scholarship available, but it's a unique opportunity. And when I heard it, I just couldn't believe it. What else you got to say about that, Matt?
Yeah, well, regarding the cost, Bob, everything's first class. I mean, literally in a professional setting,
Yeah.
with professional instruction, et cetera. It's $25,000 for the semester or session. You can choose to do one session or two. If you feel you're prepared and you've learned what you need to learn, there's no reason to stay a second session. I'm not trying to break anyone's bank. I do have some scholarship money, and to be given to worthy applicants. Uh, because as you know, for over the years, Jim, with my Texas Ambassadors program, um, you know, my life has been around serving and helping kids less fortunate than my family's been simple as that. But everything takes money, so
Yeah.
I have some scholarship money, and I don't want to jump ahead on this. That wasn't the purpose of coming on here, but um, if there's anybody out there that really would like to dig their hands in this project and invest with me and invest in the future of these kids and primarily Texas kids, I would want to help, although obviously we'll accept kids from around the country. Then they can give me a call and we can visit a little bit. But I know price scares people, but it scared me too when they told me how much it was to rent these facilities and all that. Uh,
Right.
a picture's worth 1,000 words. There's all kinds of photos on my website, which I've
I'm
already
looking
given
at it
you.
now. Unbelievable.
And I mean, it's the top facilities in Europe. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So that's it as far as the cost and stuff. But we want kids who want to experience that. It's not for everybody, and not everybody wants to leave home. We were originally going to start in September of this year, but COVID put a damper on that. I had a lot of tire kickers and had a few people invest in it, but I had to return their money, which is a terrible thing to have to give money back. But so we're shooting for our first live session to be September of 2022, which comes at us pretty quickly. Um, so it's this batch of current high school seniors that at the end of the day, like I said, they either don't get what they want or they think they can get something better. But this is like a spring break on steroids with a purpose. It's not just going to go to the beach and see this and that. As you said, it's sort of a study abroad. The only academic component we'll offer will be online SAT prep if that's needed. But as far as classroom, this is for people who graduated high school. Now, one other thing I'd like to point out, I know, Jim, you've gotten involved in this since I've been away from the scene with you, but we also offer the same program for girls. And this to me is this is the real groundbreaker because uh, girls have limited opportunities as it is, but this opportunity would be unbelievable. And you know, so that's it. I don't want to keep
Boy,
rambling.
I tell you one thing. Now I might send my son over there, but if my girl coming over there, I'm coming too. I ain't sending my daughter over there.
Well, we'd
I'm
love to
co-
have you.
Hey, I'm right there in the gym with her, just like this. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah. Well, the hotel staff
Yeah,
is dedicated to monitoring the players, and we'll have two American interns, a female and a male, who
Okay.
will be a coach who will also be part of the very strict protocols. I mean, we don't want the kids to not have fun, but we don't want the boys and girls mingling in the rooms unsupervised. Nothing good happens there. So, yeah, it's going to be for people who have self discipline, who have trust in their children, people who see a bigger picture. This isn't just some kind of a lark. This is a serious purpose that they're doing this for. And I'm not looking for 500 kids. We can take up to 40 boys and 40 girls, but the reality is, I'll be very happy if we field 10 to 20 kids in each gender first time round, and we'll go from there. Um, and because the Valencia men's and women's teams are in the EuroLeague, there's constantly pros coming through there all the time. One of the Gasol brothers was in last week. So these kids are going to get a lot of
That's
exposure to,
right.
the EuroLeague is, most people know this already, but outside of the NBA, it's the best league in the world.
Yes.
So it's really an incredible professional atmosphere.
Great place, man. I
and,
can't believe
and
it.
so
Somebody,
now
I got a
the
question for him, Jimmy.
timetable.
Jimmy, I
Yeah,
got a question someone just
uh,
sent me. Uh,
give it to him.
uh, he said, is there is the requirement for everyone to be vaccinated before they come?
Right now in Europe, they have in Europe has required vaccinations. So that is something you have to get out of the way, and you have to live with.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm
Kyrie
not
can't
for
come over there, right? Kyrie
who?
can't Kyrie Irving can't come over.
Yeah, Kyrie can't come.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even. I think he can afford it, but he can't come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the vaccines are unfortunately for international travel. I just got mine a few months back. I didn't get it because I wanted to. I got it because I recognized the future and I didn't want to be limited. And, if you serve in the army, you'll get vaccinated, et cetera, et cetera. So this isn't unique.
Right.
So that is, to get that out of the way, vaccine will be necessary.
Okay. Jimmy, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Now, once again, this is a post-grad program that is primarily for those who have completed 8 semesters of high school. Meaning that this is post-grad. And so normally the post-grad player, the senior who probably thought they were Division One, fish just wasn't biting because of COVID or because of the transfer portal, and you still believe in your abilities and you're willing to invest in yourself to get that return on investment would be go there, get better. Then now the question is for you, Max, when they're there, how does the college coaches, period, no matter what division, how are they going to know and be able to evaluate these players in your program?
Well, part of the tuition includes film on each kid. We'll have some live streams. That technology is easy now. Live streams of practices and games when they play other European club teams. And coming back to the college coaches, and before I delved into this, because as you can imagine, it took a whole lot of negotiation to get everything done and the caliber of facilities, et cetera. They just don't give those out to everybody. So I feel good about that I passed their background, if you will. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. So, but back to the college coaches, I have had 5 big time college coaches, kids who played for me. I won't say their names here, but everybody knows who they are. But I confided in those guys who are friends and colleagues, and some of the biggest coaches in Texas who have been longtime friends of mine, Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, Big 10, and I presented this idea, and they were floored by it. The only question they had was, hey, Max, the kids that we'd love to be able to sort of nudge over there that aren't quite ready for name the school right now, but in a year they probably would be. The question was cost, and I understand that. It's a significant investment, and it's only limited to it. I don't want to make any blanket statements, but primarily private school kids and suburban kids, if you will. And I want kids who want this and are hungry for it and appreciate the opportunity. The reality is we've got to increase our scholarship fund so that I'm able to do that and give a reasonable figure to a player that wants to come. So this is the little roadblock I have at the moment.
I got something for you, Max. I just thought about something. How many days the kid gonna be over there? The player gonna be over there? How many days?
Roughly 100.
100 days in Valencia, Spain. I need to go back and get my receipts. I stayed in Spain for about 8-10 days. I want to know how much I paid. That's just for 10 days. I know it was a lot. So I'm sitting there, you saying 100 and some days over there for $25,000.
Right.
When you look at when you see, some people don't look at it. They just looking at $25,000. Valencia, Spain. Go Google it. Try to get over there right now and stay in a 4-5-star hotel for 10 days. I'm sorry.
A hotel and meals, full menu for the day. Realistically, if you were to go there yourself, would probably be $150 to $200 per day. That doesn't include any of the instruction. I like to reiterate again, this isn't Uncle Bill and my sidekick, rolling the basketball around. These are all licensed professional European coaches, many of them who have worked with their national teams from around Europe, from Poland, Spain, et cetera, et cetera. And I'd tell you who they are for this semester, but nobody's going to be there this semester. And of course, coaches change on an annual basis as their opportunities open up. But that's the caliber of staff we're going to have. So if I said to you, Coach Baird from Texas was going, or a guy of that caliber was going to be conducting the training for your kid for 100 days, you'd probably attach some serious value to that.
Jim?
And I mean, it makes sense. And here's the thing. Now, does the plane ticket, the round trip ticket to and from their home, is that included or is that separate than your tuition?
On my site, there's a frequently asked questions and several things to address. One of them being the plane ticket. No, because you might be coming from Houston and so might be coming from Los Angeles. The plane ticket is yours to buy. And right now, round trip, it's about $600. But again, with COVID, that could go up or down. Airfares fluctuate regular. So they have to have, an expensive. It's a good insurance policy that we have, a blanket policy, but they have to have a health insurance policy that has to be applied for by the individual parent. In other words, I can't. We have liability insurance on the facility and things, but as far as you having, God forbid, a heart attack or something, that has to be there, and that's a requirement of the Spanish government. 2 kids to a room, and that's it. If you go to the site, anybody who has an outside interest at all, and you can see pictures are worth 1,000 words. You can see the caliber of the food spread, the facilities. I mean, it's unreal. So. By the way, changing topic just a tad. I didn't realize Rossi was going to be on. Rossi, one of the classy guys in the business. I have so much respect for him. He's such a good guy. I was the first guy. I did a lot of things. I was the first guy to make my own uniforms overseas and stuff like that. That was about 15 years ago. So I'm very well versed in the apparel business outside the United States. But something you guys don't know now. This doesn't apply to the kids. This applies to the high society guys like you and Hicks. I have a company now called Rainmaker Clothing, and we make tailored suits, jackets, etc., for the discerning gentleman, and things like the silk linings for draft night type things, where let's say you want to celebrate the birth of your child or the graduation of your son or whatever. Anything, just leave it to your imagination. But so the primary appeal, because of my own circle that I've gone in, would be NBA players who want to have very specific where they don't want to see someone else across the club wearing the same thing, not to mention their size and dimensions, of course. But they didn't want to get off too far off track there, but I just came in. I didn't realize Rossi was on. I didn't catch the whole thing. He's a great guy, man. I love him.
I'm glad you said that. That's a unique trade. I mean, what's the turnaround on your suits?
What happened, to be honest with you, Bob, is amazing how things come about. But as you know, China put the clamps on Hong Kong, and I ended up having 2 Hong Kong master tailors, which is like a doctorate degree in tailoring. And we've got them set up shop there in Bangkok. We got literally the best materials in the world, silks from Italy, silks from Thailand, and Italy, you name it, the top stuff. And these guys can make anything. But to answer your question, your turnaround time would realistically be about 7 days. Plus, we ship everything via FedEx or DHL, which again, COVID has had some interruptions, but typically it's a 2-3 days. So if you ordered suits from me or wardrobe for the spring from me, you'd have it tops 2 weeks later. So anyway, but I didn't want to step on Ross's
No, that's
toes.
good. No, come on, Jim. No, that was
I
good. I'm
didn't-
glad you brought that up. I need to know. I'm
Yeah.
taking notes. I'm over here
yeah,
taking notes.
yeah, Rossi, I heard him say he's in the leisure clothing business, which is great, and it sounds like he's got a great niche there. But yeah, I'm talking about the big ballers and shot callers, man. You know.
What you got, Jim?
Now taking a blast to the past and the D1 Ambassadors program. You mentioned some of the guys that played in as a D1 ambassadors, and of course that includes Alex Caruso and Jordan Clarkson. Both are in the NBA right now. Now, here's my question. And your program was initially primarily established in Central Texas. It was in what they're known as the ASAC area right now, the Austin, San Antonio, Killeen. And going through the rigors in that area since then has become a constant producer and is growing with Division One talent. Of course, it's not hasn't matched the numbers of Dallas and Houston, but it doesn't have to in basketball right now. What it does is have to they got people's attention. And now I want to ask you about looking back at grassroots basketball. Of course, when you were in with the D1 ambassadors, these social media platforms were not as prevalent and available as they were back then. Looking back on it and looking at it from afar right now, what would you have done differently back then with your programs?
Well, Jim, again, I'm kind of proud of being a trailblazer. I remember when, Rivals.com and Max Preps and all those guys, we'd go into a place like yours and we'd give a thrashing to some shoe team. And they'd be writing about the guys on the team that we just whooped on. So I started my own website, d1nation.com. You may remember that. It had millions of views.
Yeah.
And I promoted my own kids. So in that respect, that was pre-Facebook, pre-Twitter, pre-TikTok, and all these things now. I honestly don't know, excuse me, what I would have done different. I feel like I gave 100% of my efforts and my personal resources to the kids that were in my program. And with few exceptions, I'm in touch with the majority of them today. So I think they feel like, I did everything I could to give them their best opportunity, because prior to trailblazing the Austin, San Antonio area, the best prospects would typically go to a Houston or Dallas team. That was how it was done, probably maybe a little bit more than 15 years ago. So I don't know, social media wasn't part of the game back then. There was message boards, but nothing
Message
major.
board. I remember the message board.
Yeah, that was nonsense.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for these kids today that have the opportunity to get that extra exposure, as long as it's legitimate. There's a difference between a guy pumping up a kid that's not deserving versus someone pointing out that, hey, this guy's a real prospect that hasn't had enough exposure. Two different things.
Yeah, and so now in sneaker deals, I mean, you guys, I think you align yourself, I think with the Adidas sneaker conglomerate, and you guys, you had several teams, and at that time you were just pushing the needle, and that was during the day when I think it was just beginning to layer down for opportunities for teams that didn't get financial backing to actually play along with, and some of the live events with those types of teams, or under the same roofs or in the same arena as those. You guys, D1 Nation, you got to experience that. So my question to you, because a lot of people out there are being approached to play on the secondary market, or the secondary layer of this grassroots sector, so sort of like Under Armour Rise or Adidas Silver and whatnot. What are your thoughts and what are your tips towards that for those who are considering what to do with maybe a program or whatnot? Give us some things to watch out for.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say anything out of the way that would show lack of respect or appreciation of my former employer. But when we were part of the Adidas Gauntlet, when it was new and fresh and it was an alternative to the EYBL, it was exciting, and the coaches came. I mean, the problem is this: you got 3 to 4 coaches of staff that can be out. They can only be in one place at a time. So typically they'll go where most of the prospects are, typically, unless you've got a real rare bird where that they're excited and interested in. So the gauntlet was tremendous. And then year 3 and 4, of course, there was a change with Gatto. Everybody knows all that story. And we went to the secondary circuit, I think silver they called it. And without being too harsh, to be candid with you, it was more of a money grab, in my opinion, to just say you're Adidas or Under Armour. And again, I'm not knocking anybody because business is business. But when you win, like we won the silver division at 17U down in South Carolina. And during the championship game, and I can't recall who we beat, but it was somebody pretty good with some prospects. There was 3 coaches in the gym. So, to answer your question, because coaches can only be in one place at a time, all these the extra pizzazz associated with the Adidas and Under Armour name in this case, I don't think it's a good value. And I'm not saying that with any sour grapes or any sour intentions or anything like that. Business is business, and they've identified a niche they can fill. And kids love to say, I'm with Adidas or I'm with Nike or what have you. It gives them, in their minds, it gives them credibility, and their parents, probably more than anything, their parents can brag about little Johnny,
Yeah, and so of course now, and you guys are hearing it. This is Max Ivany. He's been there, done that in regarding to the grassroots sector, and now he has moved on into the international post grad schools sector. And what is the name of the school again, Max?
It's the D1 Nation Spain Prep Academy, but the website is d1nationspain.com.
Okay. D1, that's D1 Nation Spain.com. That's the website. You guys can go and look all about it. Based in Valencia, Spain, and has all of the answers for your potential questions that you may have, as well as the contact email and a tab where you can contact Max Ivany and his crew regarding this sector, boys and girls, in case you missed it. And that's going to be cool. Now, your last thoughts, and once again, when are you going to start for 2022?
Well, we're already September of 2021, but because of COVID, of course,
you had to postpone.
Wasn't happening. So September of 2022, and
Okay.
Again, this wasn't my reason to be for coming on here, but I've seen a lot of guys blow a lot of money on AAU over the years. You blow it on teams that they funded themselves, or on having the family travel around the country. Well, hey, we all did it. I did it. I did it with my son too. If there's anybody there in Houston, I know there's lots of folks in the basketball world, especially the girls' side, because I really want to trailblaze the girls' side, man. The future is in girls' sports. Anybody that wants to consider coming in to partner with me, give me a call and we can talk and just see if there's a fit. What a great way to spend your money, whether it's in a charitable endeavor or we eventually make a thriving business. And by the way, I know you're a basketball show, Jim, but I went ahead and replicated the same concept in the soccer business and affiliated myself with FC Porto, which is the #1
Really?
Portuguese team. Yes, sir. And the other thing I forgot to mention, one of the other really longer term plays in this is that these kids over there have the opportunity in the soccer world to be seen by scouts of different European clubs on a weekly basis, and if they're good enough, get signed to the third division and work their way up. Now, realistically, in basketball, that's not going to happen, and we want the kids to come back and go to college in the USA anyway. But one of the problems I found over the years, and I've dealt with 50 agents, and we've got several hundred kids that have played overseas, is that when a player is starting out, and I'm not talking about the blue chippers and the All Americans, when a kid is starting out and he's played at I don't know, Northern Iowa or Texas San Antonio or something, and he's a really good player, he doesn't have the pizzazz and name recognition. But one of the things that we've talked about with the coaching staffs over there is that when a kid comes over to do his post grad year in Spain and then goes back and plays at whatever college he signs with, at the end of it, when he wants to pursue a pro career, he's now gotten himself in front of multiple European scouts so that say, "Hey, I know that kid. I remember him from 3 years ago." And as you guys know, everything isn't about the best guy or best girl. It's about relationships. And Jim Hicks calls up, or Max Ivany calls up a certain coach and says, "Hey, I've got a kid down here nobody else really knows about." Most of them listen. And I have a kid on my Alaska team. It's kind of a cool story, but a kid on my Alaska team that was a really good player. Nobody saw him. We were and the Alaska team didn't have a following of college coaches, so to speak. And he was a really good player. And his dad was originally from Montana. And I called up my guy up at Montana State, and I said, "Hey, you got to look at this kid. He's really going to be at your level a special player." And long story short, they signed him sight unseen, and he's now a freshman, and he's getting burned there. So I say that not to brag, but the reality is, no matter what business you're in, relationships matter. If I want to come to work for Bob's company, if he doesn't know me or doesn't know somebody that knows me, he's not likely to look at my resume the same way as if somebody's endorsing me that he respects. And I know that my man Hicks has been at it a long time. Cheat, I never forget the days there, man, when you started out, and what a blast it was. That it was so informal then, and there was maybe 60 teams or something. I can't recall now, but it was small, it was cozy, and I remember all the coaches coming to you, man, and they had so much respect for you and to listen to what you had to say and who you had to point out to them.
Oh man, appreciate it indeed. And of course, those were some good old days. And we just try to continue to keep the candle lit. And those he's talking about the spring icebreaker, and that event is coming up March the 18th through the 20th of 2022, and we're expecting about 400 teams plus in that event this year. We're giving away we're donating revenues back into the grassroots programs as for each champion of each division. So that's a mild form of revenue sharing. We're going to donate over $15,000. We're going to give out right on the spot. That means when you leave on that Sunday, you don't have to wait on it in the mail. You leave in there with over each team combined collectively. I think it's going to be 16 grand that we're going to donate right on the spot. And which is cool, because I mean a lot of teams will possibly have their trips paid for, or at least a portion of their trips paid for, depending on how far they came to participate in the event. And we raising the stakes and doubling the kitty for the high school aged groups. Instead of last year we gave $1,000 to each winner, we're giving $2,000. And hopefully in a couple of years from now, I'm just telling you, the plan is in another 3 years, we would give out $5,000 to the winner. And then in another 5 years, we would give out $9,999 to the winner of the top division. 10 racks. That means that'll be enough money to where, as I don't give a damn where you live in the country, you can't afford not to be at the spring icebreaker. So that's what we're going to do and build that thing up, because our revenue sharing, then it will prove the transparency for us. And you have event operators, and that's great to have to run your business. We talked about this earlier. But when you're running the business and you try to make the public believe that your business is secondary and all about these kids is primary, and I'm saying to everybody, that's some bullshit. If that's the case, it wouldn't flow like it flows.
Right.
And
yeah, I always said the worst phrase that I've ever heard, it makes me run, is when somebody says, "Yeah, I'm in it for the kids." As soon as I hear that, I know that there's another agenda behind the scenes. But Jim, I have some great memories from that icebreaker. Do you recall the year? I think it was the class of 2010, and we played the Houston Hoops on that center court, if you will, at the icebreaker, and it was ring 20 deep. I mean, there was couple thousand people watching the game, and the Hoops had J. Michael Reese, Suleiman, those guys who used to be part of my program.
Yeah.
And I had a whole new group of kids. And what happened, Jim?
I mean, you guys pulled off the upset. They had Snap Peters, I think, was on the court for the Hoops as well. And you guys pulled off the win, and that was at League America. That event, that facility stayed open for about 3 years, and that was the very first event that was held at League America. 6 courts right in the shadows of Memorial City Mall, and those were the days. And
so
the good
old days.
Who you have on
your team, Matt?
Hey, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it, because Snap Peters had all the buzz, and he deserved it, and being a Houston kid. But I had a kid that, in the long run, in my humble opinion, proved to excel him. And in Vince Carter's words, the best dunker outside of him is my boy
Caruso on that team.
You're wearing the Memphis shirt. This kid was a legend at Memphis, and DJ Stephens.
He went to Memphis.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. He's got the dunk highlight reel of anybody worldwide. I kid you not.
Yes.
And Google that name up if anybody's interested. But him and Snap put on a show that day. Holy cow!
Wow.
Yeah, man.
You got a great family too. I got a chance to meet them. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
He's cool. He's cool. I like
you as well.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that our guy Hicks found a lady like he's got that put up with him all these years, man. It's just great.
I pray for her every night.
I'm running around Thailand doing my best to find a new wife. I can't do it.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Max, man.
Indeed, man. We appreciate it, Max, man. Thanks a bunch. And of course, that website, once again, is D1nationspain.com.
Yeah.
D1nationspain.com. And what do you have?
Can I give you my phone number, Jim? Would that help a little bit?
Give it to them. Maybe they can write it down. Give them to us and invite them on over and give you tell them I can reach you.
Yep. 512-773-1026. And appreciate you guys, man. It was a joy. And like I said, say hi to Rossi. Maybe give him my number, or maybe if he's still watching, have him call me, and maybe he and I can do a little business together.
Give me that number.
Hey,
give me that number again.
I got to tell you one more thing, big ballers.
Okay.
512-773-1026. So we talked about the school in Spain, or the academy, excuse me, and we talked about the custom clothing. But man, I don't own it personally, but I got a yacht. And I'm talking about a yacht over in Thailand, and we have the deal. It's rigged for bachelor parties or couples, whatever it is. You want to come over to Thailand, spend a week, 10 days cruising around the islands, very discreet, everything's there in just one nice package, man. Probably the most beautiful place in the world. It's just incredible. So any of you big ballers want a break, and don't want people with a camera in your face and all that nonsense that you get locally, talk to me about that.
Might come over there. I might do that on my honeymoon.
Max, Hella want one of them massages over there. So to tell him you want one of them massages.
I got my. Hey,
you want Deshaun Watson? You want
I'm
Deshaun
not messing
Watson?
Around? No, sir. Don't,
Well, I have an honest, legitimate massage 4 or 5 days a week. It's unbelievable. $5 for an hour, and these ladies are just
$5 per
incredible.
hour.
Yeah, for an hour. Yeah, and
me
of
love
course,
you long time.
no, that's the other kind of massage, which that's not $5. That's
No,
what I know.
I'm talking about, me massage you long time. Me massage you long time.
All right, things are going downhill quick.
Yeah.
Man, it's good. It's good. I had a ball, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks a bunch, man. That's Max Ivany, guys, man. Make sure you look him up, man. D1 Nation Spain, D1NationSpain.com. That's the website. And the phone number is posted on both of the social media platforms, on your Facebook and on YouTube. Man, appreciate it, Max, man. We'll talk later. That is Max Ivany doing big things, man. Always, hey, that yacht thing, man.
Hey, I'm not kidding. I'm going.
I can do that thing. I ain't never been over there before.
I don't see nothing wrong
with
a little Thailand.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hey, man. Wow, boy, y'all something about Jimmy. We got a few minutes. What we got?
We got a few minutes before we get ready to ease up out of here. And of course, don't forget, guys, tonight NFL football is back in action. Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints will be in action, and both of those teams are in dire need of a win.
Dallas,
once again,
New Orleans more than Dallas.
Both of them are. Yeah, but New Orleans is more so because Dallas is in first place.
Yeah.
But if Dallas mess around and lose again, it would be 3 losses in 4 weeks, something like that. And that means it would put them right back in striking distance where they had ran away with this division, and it wouldn't be so much as a lock anymore.
Hold up, man. Hold up. I just popped up the screen. I'm serious. Arkansas Pine Bluff coach. Who is that dude? He make his players run sprints in the middle of the game. Who is this damn? Who is this dude?
And I saw that, and here, and my take on that is this. I mean, that's great because guess what? It has attention on Arkansas. No, it's great for attention. You got attention to your program.
Oh, hey Jimmy, all money ain't good money.
They had not won a game all season, didn't win last night. You played Iowa State, so you wasn't expected to win that game. Now, you did that, and here's my thing.
Dead man walking.
It wasn't at halftime. You see? It wasn't at the end of the game.
Okay.
It was during the game. He called a timeout and made them run baseline to baseline.
Okay.
Well, here's my thing. That means you just helped the opponent out by purposely physically getting your team a little bit more tired or wearier than they were already. Now,
Domino's box of rocks.
Well, yeah, exactly. So why not just sub those 5 guys out and then sub 5 more in? And then keep on rocking. You're losing the game anyway. You're getting the snot beat out of you anyway. So that's the thing that you could do because know what that's saying? That's sending a message that you don't trust the 6th through the 10th guy enough to say, you know what, you ain't getting the job done. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, y'all get their ass up out of there. Give me what you got. That's what you're saying. I'd rather just make these guys humiliate them in the middle of a game that they're getting blew out in already.
Jimmy, guess who they got to play Saturday? Baylor.
Pine Bluff?
They got to play Baylor on Saturday, man. So somebody gonna be doing some more damn running.
They might well just dress them kids out with some Air Maxes on, because they gonna run their ass all damn half if that's the case. They might well put some.
They got to play Baylor, man. That ain't right.
What see here, and here's the thing. I understand you probably did it not because they were losing, but probably for the lack of effort. I didn't even call the coach and ask the why, but I can probably put 2 and 2 together. The coach decided to make those guys run, probably because the effort was so minimal from his players. Yeah. But still, if that effort is minimal, then why have them on the court? Why not go remember, 13 players in basketball have scholarships. So that means you went in the living room of some other players that's on that team and you felt they were good enough for your program. And on this day, when your best players or your best 5 at the moment ain't getting it done, you refuse to go and reach on and get the next 5 in. That's the part I just can't grab. That's the part that's not going to that's not going to help build your culture. You need to pull that move when you're getting a win. You're not getting win in a lot of these HBCUs, guys. You see them playing against the Baylors and the Iowa States because it helps raise funding. And that's an easy way to get funding. You ain't giving back to your school, to HBCUs. So guess what? They got to go get it out the mud. And as a result, one of the smartest things that they've done in the last decade or so was to schedule multitudes of games with Power 5 or Power 7 schools. So for example, if UCLA is going to, if Arkansas Pine Bluff gets a game with UCLA, let's say while you in California and they're going to fly you out, give you a round trip ticket. So let's say, and they're going to take care of your hotel room for 1 night, 2 nights. Well, the smart coaches, and this is what I'm telling you, this is not what they could do, this is what they are doing, some of them. They're going and they're calling around, I'm going to call USC. While I'm playing UCLA on December the 2nd, and before I get them to book this trip and book my round trip, I'm going to extend my return flight. It's still going to be the same money. Instead of me flying back it's going to be a Saturday, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever, I might go and get another game or 2 while I'm there and then get the other team all they have to do is buy me hotel rooms for that additional night. Those are what some schools are doing right now. Some SWACs, some HBCUs, and they're maximizing that. And, just that, hell, do you guys realize that TSU about 4 years ago, when Mike Davis was the head coach, do you know that one season, I think the last season he was there, we had him on the Chop Shop a few times over at the radio station on Amazing 102.5 FM. Remember, he came on and said that he hinted that his program, basketball, in one season had generated about $900,000 from playing those games. That's a lot of dough. And that went directly to basketball at TSU. It didn't go to the general fund. It went directly to basketball, which is cool. So,
So Jimmy, tell me about this tournament. What is that? When is that Sci-Fi tournament? When is that?
That's next weekend.
That's next weekend. Okay. So
weekend.
Give us the rest because we cut off because Rossi came on. Give me the rest.
Yeah, and I mentioned tournaments that's going on around Greater Houston right now. You have the YMBL tournament that's taking place in Beaumont.
Okay.
That's going on right now. That includes Beaumont United. That includes Silsbee. That includes Dallas Madison, Dallas South Oak Cliff, C.E. King. Those are among the favorites in that tournament. It concludes on Saturday. Now, also on this weekend, right, is going on, you have the Barbers Hill tournament. Barbers Hill tournament is taking place. Of course, I say Barbers Hill tournament. It's really the what do they call it? The Gulf Coast Classic. That's what it's called at Barbers Hill High School. And they have 12 teams in that event. Dobie, Barbers Hill. But the clear-cut favorite is Legacy, the School of Sports Science. I'm going to tell you right now, Alfio, if you're watching, and of course, because Legacy is going to come out attempting to unload on these poor little lads. Meaning that the Legacy is far superior talent-wise to any of these teams that are playing in this tournament. But it's a rare time that a predominantly public school tournament will invite a school like Legacy to play in that. So you got to take that opportunity because you get relationships and you can keep going on. That way now you can get a game or two to help your schedule and help relationships moving forward. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, Legacy, be careful. Don't you go to Barbers Hill and trying to run the clock on these bust the clock on every team that you're playing down there. Win gracefully. Don't mock these little kids and tease these little kids, because then what you're going to make happen is you're going to make the board revise their whole decision or revisit their decision about why they invited you in the first place and not to bring you back anymore. They ain't bringing you back down there wanting you to whoop up on them. You know? And it's so big, guess what? You're far too talented to it's almost to the point where Legacy couldn't lose a game if they tried to against the teams that they're playing in right this weekend. And I'm dead serious. It would take the perfect set of referees. I mean, I'm talking about the geometry teacher would have to suit up and put a stripe on. The science teacher would stripe up. The homemaking teacher, that would be your referee crew. And the clock and the book person would have to be the principal and his niece with an eraser on the back of it. It would take all that to go in line just for you to have a chance to not win every game. So what I'm saying
is, go out there, get you some work in, get your bench right,
yes,
run your sets,
yes,
and
yes,
get the hell out of there.
Yes, I'm telling you, man. If I ain't never gave you some good dope, that's good. I'm telling you, don't go out there beating the devil out of them little kids.
Yeah, and humiliating.
Try to keep it close.
Yeah.
And guess what? I know better, and I see those scores, the results. You let your guys get their averages. It's kind of like, it's almost like, it's different, but it's almost like when teams like Yates used to play district, they had to play against teams in their district that they had no choice but to play.
Yeah.
But then what happened is, Greg Wise will let his starters get your money in the first half.
Right.
Because we're going to go in and the bench going to get more time. So that means whatever you're getting your money in the first half. Because a lot of kids, the stats will be drawn down if you only play a guy 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and he's a starter.
Jimmy, because people that is Moody asks a good question, man. And I know we got to get out of here. Y'all, it ain't overtime today.
Yeah.
I got stuff to do. But he said, why play in that tournament like that? And then Walter Yates said, playing in Junebug tournaments, they should be ashamed of themselves. But you got to understand, these people have limit. They want games under their belt. Everybody don't. The city of Houston and certain districts in Houston won't play these guys. Yeah. So these guys got to get some games, Walter, under their belt. So that's just me. And Jimmy, you might have more knowledge of it. That's
right on. That's right on. It's bottom line. Guys, what do you want them to do? Sit at home? They're trying to get games. Yeah. And eventually, when you're in that situation, see, that's the thing. Once when you're in Texas, mm-hmm. and you have a non-public school and a non-traditional TAPS or UIL school, right? Well, here's what happens. Once Christmas passes by, you have to play. You're playing the same teams over. Yeah. In your conference. Remember. Yeah. Legacy didn't even, they supposed to have a state tournament last year. Mm-hmm. It didn't even take place. They got to get games. And why would you turn down the opportunity to play this type of game? Now, if anything, if I was Legacy, I don't know yet. If Alfio was on the screen, if he's on the screen, if I'm Legacy, I would have sent my second team to that tournament. They call them the 3A team. You got the national team, you got the 3A team. Your 3A team would have been very compatible in this tournament. Okay. That's what they probably should have done.
The varsity, where would the varsity be playing? Where would the varsity be playing?
Well, they wouldn't have had no games. You're right, Al. So that's the whole thing. So you made a decision.
What about the YMBL? Would they allow them?
They wasn't going to take. They wasn't going to take.
They don't want to play legs.
They weren't going to take. No, they not wanting to play them. Wow. They wasn't going to take them because some people have ideologies like this. Why would I help you to recruit my kids? Okay. If I bring you in my house, you kick my ass, then you're going to take my girl.
I got you. Okay. All right. I forget all that mess. Okay.
I'm just saying, and guess what? Each his own. But then each his own. But if an athletic director feels that way, then I'm not mad at him. And you shouldn't be either. Guess what? That's his house rule. And like we know, Aldine ISD
That
is
makes
one of the
sense.
school districts. That athletic director, Legacy cannot play in none of their facilities
Right.
because it's adjacent to his school district. And 2-3 years ago, they had an influx, an exodus of kids who went from Aldine ISD to Legacy. So they can't play in that on their property. And that's it. And guess what? That's his rule. Certain tournaments, they don't let non-public schools even play in it. That's their rule.
I got you.
But
I got you.
but Barbers Hill let them play. But my thing is, you reward them and return the favor by not going out to blow the doors. Meaning that if PJ Kunznard, and if you're listening, then you bring your press back. Don't press them. Work on your zone defense once you get that lead up to 20, 30 points or 40 or whatever. Work on your zone. Work. That's the time when that 6'8" guy who thinks he's a point guard, let him get some reps at point guard now. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. And more so. And
I got you.
And I'm looking, about they say Ron Jackson, Beaumont would have allowed it. Ron Jackson would have allowed it if it was a last result. You follow me? If it was a last resort. And let me tell you how I know. Because I have been a consultant with Beaumont ISD for a couple of years. And I helped them get a couple of teams this year, and they had a team that dropped out. Remember, had a team that dropped out, and I helped get him a similar team that's in the same league or was in the same league as a Legacy, and that was Premier Academy. So I had Premier Academy set to go and play at the IMBL, and Dave's like, "Oh, wait, we don't want to let one of them teams in yet." So Walt, I understand, yes, but they kept them on the back burner. They ended up filling that last spot, and they have their 12-team field. So it's not like everybody's running to open the doors for Legacy or Premier Academy to come and play in their events. It's not. But it's great that Barbers Hill did. I applaud Barbers Hill.
Shout out to Barbers Hill.
Yeah, and cool thing. So that's how that goes in regard to that. And I'm reading some of the comments. Shout out to Rabbit over there. Reginald Simpson just joined us on the Chop Shop.
Rabbit!
And he said in Illinois, the private and public schools go against each other regardless of religion, attendance, or money. Yeah, but it's different. Understand something, which Moody, you very well are aware of. The ball bounces different in Texas when it comes to cultural and relations with people. It bounces different in Texas. And that's all I can put on is that part. And that's all I can give you. But we are definitely way past this time, guys. We got to get up out of here. I got things to do. Got to get over in the gym. RCS Sports will be in the buildings this weekend. We're going to be covering those tournaments. Doug Jones has already gone out to Katy ISD. Me, myself, I'm going to be courtside to watch the Jalen Lowe versus TJ Ford Jr. point guard showdown this evening over at Rosenberg Terry High School. So I'm going to.
That's a tournament also.
That's the tournament also. That's the Lamar Consolidated tournament, and that's going to have Cy Ranch, Thurgood Marshall. Who else is in that? Crosby with PJ Haggerty. Foster with our young man Chance White, who committed live on the Chop Shop. And Chance White has been cooking. He scored like 37, 38 the other day. And he's been out. He makes his return to the hardwood. He missed their last game because of COVID protocol. Chance White returns on tomorrow in that particular tournament. Also, I mentioned to you the Katy ISD tournament. That has Katy Paytow, Westfield, Seven Lakes, Bel Air, Maid Creek, and others in that particular event. You can get all of those events and intel and more in the VIP news on rcsports.com. Go over to RCS Sports, check the website out, check the VIP news out, and I'm telling you, you will be pleased. And also inside of there this week, how about this? In case you didn't know, we published the names of every freshman that's in Division I basketball from Greater Houston and their stats. That's every Tuesday. You get that in the VIP news. Every freshman in Division I basketball, you get their how many games they played, the minutes per game, points per game, rebounds, assists, and all of that. And of course, each week, check that out and see how some of the former stars of yesteryear are performing as freshmen. That includes red shirts. Now, there's about 34 of those right now that are freshmen, including red shirts at Division I schools from the area. Of those 32, 34, guess how many of them playing double-digit minutes?
How many?
8.
Okay.
8. Remember now. So that goes to show that means, know what that probably means? That portal going to be lit up. You know what that means? If you can't play where you are, then most transfers go down a level. Most of them don't go up a level. I mean, you don't go from the Southland to the Big 12. Now, you follow me? I'm sorry. In normal patterns, you don't, most of them don't. I'm not saying that you won't do that. No, but most of them go down because of the strength in numbers. But anyway, guys, that is about it. Time to slide down. Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing on this Baby Friday. Shout out to everybody again. Shout out to all the ladies who hung in there with us all the way to the end on this.
Hey, ladies.
And yeah, you got and you know what? If I'm in town, I'm going over to check out Rashi on Sunday, man. You guys come join me over there. I'm in town on this Sunday.
I'm there.
And that is Sunday from I think 3 to 6. Yeah. And that's be at Tribeca right in Edo. And let's come over there and fellowship and meet up with a few of you guys. Yeah. And but it's that time though. Hey. And I'm reading the comments and I see Terry
Check
Moore
your
in
text.
there.
Check your text, Jimmy. I just text you. Check that. And then we get out of get us out of here. Because I might have to come by there. I might have to come by there tonight. I didn't even know nothing about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
Yeah.
I felt like that game I must be there for that game.
Oh, hell
because both of those guys in 11th grade, that's Jalen Lowe.
Okay, that's
and
good.
TJ Ford Jr. Both are in 11th grade, and understand
I haven't seen neither of them play this. Neither of them.
Well, play. Jalen Lowe is a much better Division I prospect right now.
Okay.
Right, he's taller. Mm-hmm. He's more. You understand? And both of them played 17.
Well, I'll see tonight. I'll see.
So,
let me see.
Understand something. Huh? Understand something. If Jalen Lowe come into this game not understanding that TJ Ford Jr., his dad had probably been grooming him for this particular matchup for weeks. If you come in that game like you Clubber Lang versus that Russian, I'm telling you, don't come in here in this game playing. You better take this game real serious. Yeah. I'm saying the matchup.
Yeah.
You're supposed to because here's my belief. A high major Division I prospect is supposed to outperform a non-high major prospect. TJ Ford is a Division I prospect, but it hadn't been established what level. And that wouldn't be that. You know what I'm coming from? This would be film for him to use as his exhibit A and put in his portfolio. So that's the process. And I'm not sure if Jalen Lowe is going to even guard TJ Ford Jr. I'm not even sure I'm not sure if that's going to be or vice versa. I hope we get it at some point while I'm there. But that's going to be the night at Terry High School, 6 p.m. It's going down. And of course, you guys make sure you feel free to send me a text message or a DM from some of your results. If you're in some of the gyms around, like I said, the website and our Twitter lines will be lit all weekend. Jeffrey Day, Doug Jones, and myself. But anyway, once again, it's time to get up out of here. Share the show on your way out the door. Once again, share that show. Give us one last share for the weekend. And we'll be right back. We got special guests coming on Monday. and this is gonna be one hell of a conversation. We got a pappy that can't wait to talk to y'all because his son is playing basketball, and many of you guys out there, many people out there, did not believe in his son. And one thing about it, the rabbit got the gun right now, and he's coming on there to unload and on you guys and to put something in your cup. Anyway, for Robert Hatter, this is Jim Hicks. We up out here, guys. Peace. Chop shop.
We out. Let me find that button. I wasn't prepared. Here we go.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.